Hi, let's talk about lead gen and how much you should budget for lead generation. There are really only two ways to go about it, and I'm talking now paid lead generation. One is to partner with a company that's going to assume all the risk. Think UpCity, for example, where you then are charged a fee at closing, a referral fee of 30, 35, sometimes 40%. And the other one is for you to assume the risk, where you make an investment in marketing, in lead generation, maybe have an ISA to follow up and incubate your leads, maybe use a third-party company like Agent Assist to do that. And then that is your cost for the leads. Now, when you look at lead generation, paid lead generation, depending on the type of lead, it might cost you $20 to $50 per lead. Let's say $20 for a lead in an average market area. And it might take 50 leads to get one deal, maybe 60, okay? So follow me on this math. If it takes 60 leads to get one deal, 60 times $20 would be $1,200. So that would be the hard cost before ISA and other things to get a transaction. Now, if you're getting an $8,000 or $9,000 commission check, that $1,200, and even if you had to pay another $200 to an ISA, is still a relatively small percentage. You're looking now at maybe 20% cost of your gross commission. On the other hand, when you're working with a third-party company that assumes the risk, let's say UpCity, they obviously have to cover their own risk factor. It's going to cost them $1,200 in leads, plus they have the payroll and expenses of running their telemarketing operation to follow up with the leads, run their entire system, administer it, accounting, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. They might be in it for $1,800 per transaction, maybe even $2,000. So when they're charging you 35% on that $8,000 commission check, they're not making that much money, truth to be told. Sometimes they'll luck out and they'll have a bigger item, a bigger commission check, $20,000 commission check. Other times they don't luck out and they have a small $5,000 commission check, but they are stuck with a $1,200, $1,500, $2,000 cost. So it's a trade-off, and you need to be aware of that. And in your marketing, you really need to create multiple channels of lead generation. The great part about companies like UpCity is that you don't have to come up with any money out of pocket. And personally, 40 or 50 or 60% of something is better than 100% of nothing. So unless you have zero time, I would work with those leads all day long. The challenge, of course, is that you can't leverage it. You can't create leverage. You can't scale it up. So let's say if you're doing great with UpCity and you're generating 2 transactions a month, you can't say, hey, UpCity, I would like to just scale this up and do 20 transactions a month. There's no way of doing that. Now, on the other hand, if you're buying Google AdWords or you're running a successful Facebook marketing campaign, generating 2 transactions a month, you could 10x your marketing budget, spend 10 times as much money to generate 10 times as many leads, and resulting in 10 times as many sales. And that's what you see with big mega teams that are spending tens of thousands of dollars a month in marketing to generate the leads to drive their business, where they're doing 300, 400, 500, 600 transactions a year. So you can scale it up, which is something you can't do with the turnkey companies that assume the risk for you. So I recommend you do both. When it comes to lead generation, you need to determine a budget for yourself. My rule of thumb has always been 25 to 30%. So what I would suggest you do is create a separate account, a savings account maybe. Anytime you have a closing, you put 25% of that money into that savings account. If it's an UpCity lead or a lead where you pay a referral fee, then obviously skip that one. But any transactions where you didn't have to pay out to a third party, take 25% of the GCI, put it into a savings account, and that will become your marketing budget. And initially you're going to start small. Maybe you spend $200, $300, $400 a month, trying different things, different venues, but you can scale it up from there and grow your business. And honestly, the sky is the limit. Whether you want to do 30 deals a year, 50 deals a year, 100, 200, 500, 1,000 deals, it can absolutely be done. And the key is marketing. The key is lead generation, but you got to start somewhere. So again, rule of thumb should be 25 to 30%. You're going to spend less probably, but you need more to grow your business. Otherwise, you're just going to stagnate. And then take advantage of as many third-party providers as you can, and stop complaining about how quote-unquote expensive their service is. They assume the risk. You have zero risk. If you don't close, you don't owe anything. And with respect to paid lead generation, think in terms of cost per deal. $50 a lead is dirt cheap if it's for $1 million properties, okay? $20 a lead in an area where properties go for $75,000, which might be mobile homes somewhere in the middle of Florida, is obviously very expensive. So don't get fooled by, oh, these are cheap leads, that must, no, it's the end result that counts. How much are you paying per transaction, and what does it translate into in terms of percentage of GCI? I hope you found this helpful. I'm very passionate about this aspect. I'm all about helping agents grow and scale their business and helping you build a business that eventually you can sell and exit. So if you have any questions, please leave your comments, share your best lead gen sources, best lead gen tips. And as always, feel free to reach out to me, direct message me, or leave a comment. I'll get back to you. My name is Thomas Hyman with Realty Partners.